Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a second episode of Miami's Hot Corner. My name is Alex Morrison. To my left-hand side,
M.O.
And once again, it's a lovely night for sports talk.
It always is.
In Miami, especially.
Miami, it always is.
It always is. So we're gonna start it off. We're gonna talk a little bit about Major League Baseball. We're gonna turn it around, and we're gonna begin talking about the Miami Marlins.
Yes.
Oh boy! Now they got a tough 9-game road trip coming up right now.
Yes, they do. They start off in Colorado, right?
Colorado,
8:40 tomorrow.
Colorado, there you go. I'm not repping Colorado. It's just unfortunately I had a hat to put here, so I just decided to show the camera in Colorado. That's going to be actually an interesting affair, that 3-game series over there.
Who's opening up for Colorado?
That's going to be Franklin Morales, the guy that's 5'6" with an ERA over 5. And actually, it's a hitters-friendly ballpark. And actually, I heard Tommy Hudden come up with this interesting statistic that Giancarlo Stanton, in the last 6 games, has homered in each game. No lie, he's homered in every game. And like I said before, it has to do a lot with the humidor. It is a hitter-friendly ballpark. I'm going to say it again. And for God's sakes, if Giancarlo could hit there, that means for Marcell Ozuna, who's been struggling, could definitely hit there as well.
Yeah, Marcel was struggling earlier on, like after the All-Star break. 26 games, terrible. 170 batting average, just slumping. I think how many RBIs? Six RBIs in that span. But over the last 6 games, he's turned it up. He's gotten hot. He has how many hits there?
Marcell Ozuna has 9 for 23, 9 hits with 2 dingers.
9 hits with 2 dingers in the last 6 games. Including a walk-off.
Yeah, the walk-off hit in the 4-game series against the Arizona Diamondbacks. He walked it off in the bottom of the 10th. That was a beautiful celebration, by the way.
It really was.
It was very imperative and very important that Marcell Ozuna comes up with that big hit in the bottom of the 10th.
But out of our solid outfield, I think the hottest hitter right now, maybe in the league right now over the span of the last week and a half, Christian Yelich.
CY. It has to be CY. Definitely CY. In the last 3 games, he's had 3 hits in each game. You guys could do the math. That's 9 hits in the last 3 games. He's so far in the homestand, the 9-game homestand we just came from, he has 19 hits, 6 runs, 4 doubles. And, you know, as a leadoff hitter, he only has 2 RBIs, but he's always on base, giving an opportunity to Donovan Solano and Giancarlo, who's in the NL MVP race right now.
Don't mention Solano again.
Oh, okay. I won't mention Solano. Okay.
I really don't like it.
All right, how about if I mention Jordani Valdez-Being? Will that be fine? Jordani?
He's a little better.
Okay, a little bit better. Okay, 237. Just 237 average, a little bit better compared to Solano?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
A little better. Solano, I just feel like every time Solano's up, it's like he's not going to come through.
But
like, I don't know. That's just the way I feel about that guy.
But going back to what I said about the NL MVP race, Giancarlo Stanton.
I believe he's head and shoulders above everybody else.
Not the actual shampoo. Okay, not head and shoulders, but okay, we're not endorsing the shampoo here, but
no, not at all. Gatorade though.
Gatorade, that's delicious. Good. But anyways, going back to the NL MVP race, I actually put up a screenshot yesterday. I was watching the late game, the LA Dodgers on ESPN. And for whatever reason, they had 6 pictures up there, and 2 people that they had in front of Giancarlo was Clayton Kershaw and Johnny Cueto.
See, this is my problem. Pitchers have their own award. They win the Cy Young Award. I don't think it's fair for them to get an MVP because, one, besides the fact that they have their own award, the second reason would be that they affect at most 32 games.
At most 32 games.
At most 32. Let's say you didn't get hurt all year and you were just 34, 35 starts. Giancarlo has been in the lineup every game this season.
That's correct.
124 games straight that he's made a difference in.
How about the win above replacements? Tell me that one.
6.2.
That's ridiculous.
6.2 leads the NL.
Oh my goodness.
And wins above replacement player.
And you know the announcers from last night. The announcers from last night had the audacity to name all of the players in that group Yasiel Puig, who has 30 ribbies less than Giancarlo, and they never mentioned Giancarlo Stanton. Listen, we're from Miami. We're not being biased at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. Just because right now I have a Miami Marlins sticker on the door and M.O, our producer and NFL analyst, is wearing a Miami Marlins hat. We're not being biased. We're just being realistic here.
It's not because we're from Miami. It's not because we're Marlins fans. It's just the truth. I wasn't saying last season give Stan MVP. Stan is the MVP this season. And if he doesn't get it, something's wrong with baseball right now. They're just hating on the Marlins because for most of the history of the franchise, they've been pretty obscure. They do have the 2 championships in the 2 postseason appearances.
Yeah.
But even though that's more than a lot of teams, there's plenty of teams with no championships. But they do have a history of being obscure. So they get no play on ESPN. They get no play on the major sports sections of articles of newspapers and web pages. And so it's up to us. It's up to us. We're pushing for Giancarlo.
We are pushing for Giancarlo, and I hope all of you guys are following us on Twitter and actually looking at us. My name is Alex Morrison. This is my co-host over here, M.O, our NFL analyst, and our producer for the show as well. And this is Miami's Hot Corner. And back to talking about Miami Marlins baseball. And we were talking about Giancarlo. We're going to get sidetracked.
What was that Twitter handle?
Oh, the Twitter handle? That's at Miami Hot Corner.
Thank you.
No dashes in between or anything. Twitter does not allow that. But that's perfectly fine. The guy with the English major gets a little bit annoyed about that. But anyways, we talked about the 2 playoff appearances. You just said it right now.
Yeah.
And both times, they've done it as a wild card team. This is going to lead us in right now to talk about the eccentric NL wild card right now.
It is pretty ridiculous. It's a thick race. It is a thick race. There are so many teams bunched up. Like right now, and it's like anyone's game. It's anyone's, and that's why this road trip is so important. This 9-game stretch is ridiculously important.
Yeah, but we have 3 tough teams. You know, the Colorado Rockies might be a team. You know, you look at the records, 50 and 79. It's 50 and 76. Excuse me. You might look at the record and you might think, oh, you know, we could beat the Rockies. We could possibly sweep them. Okay, yeah, that's fine. But once again, we're talking about a ballpark that's hitter-friendly. Anyone can hit in that ballpark.
And it's just Colorado's always tough in Colorado.
Exactly. There's
it's
no way
their ballpark. They're always tough in Colorado.
And then they got the 3-game series against the LA Angels.
The best team in baseball.
Best team in baseball. And then we close out that series with Atlanta Braves, who is actually, we're trying to chase Atlanta right now in the NL wild card. And I hope to see the Marlins to probably do some damage this road trip.
It's crucial. It's crucial. I feel that they need to at least come out of this road trip 6-3, just like they did on the homestand.
Just like they did.
They need to come out over 500. Like they cannot lose.
Would you think the Marlins could possibly, if they were to get a sweep in one of those games, you think they could probably go 7-2? I know that's a tough stretch, but we did it before. We could do it again.
I mean, we faced the Angels in the 2nd series. They did lose Garrett Richards for the season.
One of their top prospects, by the way.
Top pitchers, actually.
Top pitchers.
Top pitcher. He was the top pitcher in the AL as far as ERA.
Oh my lord, that's actually, oh my god, Garrett Richards. That's not even a household name.
Yeah, he's not too much of an American League guy, so he didn't know that. But yeah, even though people don't really know him right now, like because this is his breakout year, he was leading the AL in ERA, and he was the ace of that Angel staff.
So now the Angels are going to feel what the Miami Marlins feel with Jose Fernandez on the disabled list.
So we might have caught a break there, and we're going to miss him on the series, obviously, since he's out for the season. So that might have helped us out. But even more important, after these 6 games, it's the final 3 games of this stretch. Atlanta Braves. We're chasing them. They're 2 games ahead of us. We need to handle business in Atlanta. We need to handle business. Take care of it. Move up, get the wild card spot.
You know what? Right there, you just gave me goosebumps. You know why? You sounded just like Preston Wilson. You know when he does these shows with the pregame shows with the Miami Marlins, he does the same thing. Except you're missing the bow tie a little bit, but that's perfectly fine. I think you could rock the bow tie. Maybe you could get some pointers from Preston after the telecast.
I go for the casual look.
You go for the casual look. I can tell. I can see a T-shirt on that one. But yeah, going back to the NL wild card, and to me, honestly, I think what stands a threat for the Marlins right now is definitely the road trip that's going on, the tough road trip, and the Atlanta Braves.
All right. So that's what the Marlins have to do now. Coming into this 9-game stretch, handle business. I believe best case scenario, if they take 6 out of 3, they'll come out of this 9-game stretch possibly within a game of the wild card, maybe even in one of those 2 spots, which are so important. And they just need to stay hot right now. They need to stay hot. We have the hottest outfield, the youngest, best outfield, I think, in the National League. Probably in front of Cincinnati's.
Probably in front of Cincinnati is exactly why we jumped over Cincinnati. We got another 35 seconds before we go off the air, but before we go...
next show, I'll be talking more about the Dolphins, working on the NFL. I wanted to wait until the preseason was a little bit further in, getting closer to opening day, so that way we could really talk some business. But it's not looking good. I've been looking at a lot of information out there, and the Dolphins just, I mean, their strength of schedule is 12th hardest. It's not good. It's a make or break year. Ryan Tannehill, Joe Philbin. I don't know.
You honestly,
I don't know. New offensive coordinator who did work in Philadelphia.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did.
But from my understanding, he didn't call any of the plays. He was the offensive coordinator by title, but not really by doing anything else, because we all know Chip Kelly called all the plays.
Chip Kelly called all the
so
plays.
So we'll see how that works out. But that will be on the next episode. We will be talking more NFL. We will be talking more Dolphins. And maybe not so much Dolphins.
But please, not so much. I want to focus more on Johnny Football, okay? I know he's in Cleveland.
Football, that's a big story.
That is a big story. But anyways, we're going to close out the segment already. My name is Alex Morrison. His name is M.O, our producer and NFL analyst. I always botch his name one way or another.
Yeah, always.
All right, but you know what?
He's still learning. It's all right, guys.
Take it easy, South Florida. And remember to follow us at our Twitter handle, at Miami Hot Corner. And I hope you guys have a great night. Take care. Represent.